Welcome back, Focus Learners, to another explainer. Look, if you searched for the best AI chatbot recently, you've probably hit a massive wall of content that's either 6 months out of date or just completely fueled by sponsored hype. Well, we're cutting through all of that noise today. We're going to completely demystify this whole best AI debate by looking at a rigorous, hands-on test comparing the top 3 heavyweights: ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. No spec sheets, no marketing fluff, just real, everyday performance. Okay, let's dive into this, because this quote right here sets the entire premise for our explainer today. We're looking at a setup where someone spent a full, uninterrupted week running the exact same prompts, the exact same deadlines, and the exact same real-world projects through all 3 platforms. This is an anti-hype, real-world test to see which tool you might actually want to use every single day and which one you'll probably just close out of your browser. So here is our roadmap for today. 1. The 7-day AI test. 2. Writing, coding, and reasoning tests. 3. Everyday use and file handling. 4. Pricing, tiers, and usage limits. And finally, 5. The final AI winner breakdown. Part 1. The 7-day AI test. Setting the ground rules. To make sure this was completely fair, the testing methodology had to be super strict. Step 1 was creating brand new, fresh, free tier accounts for all 3 platforms. Because let's be real, we can't just assume everyone wants to drop another $20 on a monthly subscription just to test the waters. Step 2 was running 5 to 6 identical daily tasks, ranging from long-form writing to quick brainstorming. And step 3 was meticulously logging every single output, timestamp, and gut reaction. We aren't relying on what these tech companies claim their AI can do. We're looking at what it's actually like to live and work with these tools day in and day out. What's really interesting about this is how each company deliberately positions its assistant for completely different target users. ChatGPT, built by OpenAI, boasts the absolute largest ecosystem, with tons of custom GPTs and third-party plugins. Claude, from Anthropic, is positioned as the go-to for developers and writers who need careful reasoning and need to handle massive documents. And then there's Gemini by Google, which has this deep, native integration right into Google Workspace. Docs, Gmail, Android, the whole shebang. They aren't just building the same brain here, they're building totally different tools for different workflows. Section 2. Writing, coding, and reasoning tests. The use case arena. All right, our first battleground is writing. And listen, basic grammar, that isn't the issue anymore. All 3 of these AIs are highly competent writers. The real test is nuance. The criteria here focused on tone control and length discipline. Can the AI actually follow your specific instructions on voice and word count, or does it stubbornly revert back to its own robotic house style? If you have to re-prompt the AI 3 times just to get it to sound like a normal human being, it's actually costing you time, not saving it. When drafting a real piece of writing, like a blog post, the testing showed some massive differences. Claude, for instance, immediately grasped a subtle, conversational tone and actually respected word limits, making it an amazing editing partner. ChatGPT, on the other hand, often defaulted to a formal, classic AI voice and required some heavy wrangling to break out of it. The big takeaway here is that you need an AI that adapts to your style effortlessly rather than forcing you to constantly correct its default behavior. Next up, we move into the coding arena. If you use AI to write or debug scripts, you know that speed is absolutely everything. But the criteria for success here is incredibly strict. Does the code run on the very first try? When you ask it to fix a bug, does it clearly explain what it changed? And most importantly, does it avoid hallucinating functions that simply do not exist? Reliability, and I literally cannot stress that word enough, along with clear debugging explanations, are the real metrics that matter here, far more than just generating a giant block of code really fast. Actually, let's take a quick second to pause on that word I just used, because it's a critical concept for this explainer. A hallucination in AI is when the model confidently generates a fact, a piece of information, or in this case, a coding library or function that does not actually exist in the real world. It presents a complete fabrication as absolute truth. In coding, a hallucination is catastrophic because it sends you on a wild goose chase for 3 hours trying to fix a Python library that never even existed in the first place. And this brilliantly illustrates the differences we saw. The true test of an AI coder isn't just writing fresh code, it's debugging when things go wrong. In our tests, ChatGPT and Claude absolutely excelled here. When fed a real-world bug fix, they didn't just spit out a new script. They walked the user through the logic of the fix and avoided making up imaginary code libraries. Gemini, however, occasionally struggled in this arena, hallucinating non-existent fixes that would completely break the workflow. Our final heavy lifting test is research and reasoning. This is where you have to pay the most attention, because this is where mistakes are the most expensive. An unflagged, confident guess from an AI can easily end up in a client email or a final report, which is a nightmare. We evaluated if the AI could handle multi-step logic, actually show its reasoning step by step, flag when it was uncertain instead of just guessing, and crucially, when challenged on a wrong answer, did it correct itself or did it stubbornly double down? Section 3, everyday use and file handling, beyond the desk. Outside of intensive work tasks, the actual personality of the AI matters way more than you'd expect. Based on the week-long test, ChatGPT often feels like texting a slightly too eager assistant. Claude feels more like interacting with a calm, highly direct colleague. And Gemini feels almost invisible, simply showing up inside the Google apps you're already using. None of these is objectively better or worse. It's genuinely just a question of personal fit and how you prefer to communicate throughout your day. Now, a massive part of everyday use now is multimodal processing. This means uploading real files, like dropping in a massive PDF report, or snapping a photo of a messy whiteboard from a meeting and asking the AI to summarize it. Each platform handled these visual and document uploads pretty differently. Gemini, for example, is incredible at reading subtle arrows drawn on a whiteboard photo, while Claude excels at parsing massive, dense PDF text perfectly, but it might miss those tiny hand-drawn visual details. Section 4, pricing, tiers, and usage limits, the reality check. So as of our testing today, July 18, 2026, the absolutely crucial point is that $0 is all it takes to get started. All three of these heavyweights, ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, offer highly usable, completely free tiers. You do not need to pull out your credit card to get immense value, writing assistance, or coding help right this second. However, if you do hit a wall, they all offer paid tier upgrades. But remember, the sticker price matters a lot less than the hidden usage limits. Upgrading generally unlocks their absolute newest and smartest models, drastically raises your usage caps, and prevents the dreaded mid-task throttling. The real question you have to ask yourself isn't which one is 20 bucks, but rather which AI throttles me right in the middle of a busy workday, and which one lets me keep flying. Because these companies update their pricing tiers, their context windows, and their model versions multiple times a year, you really need a reliable source of truth. We highly recommend checking out independent, crowd-voted leaderboards like lmrena.ai. It's a fantastic, completely neutral source where you can see how users actually rank the real-time, current versions of these models, completely free from all the company marketing. Section 5, the final AI winner breakdown, choosing your tool. Let's move to this matrix and see how this builds out the final picture. When we map our contenders comprehensively across writing, coding, research, file handling, ecosystem integration, and free tier usability, a definitive matrix emerges. And the biggest takeaway? There is no single magical winner that sweeps every category. To claim there is one absolute best AI is just false. It's all about mapping their specific strengths to your specific daily tasks. So, breaking down the verdict by use case. The testing reveals that Claude is often the go-to for long-form writing, careful editing, and digesting massive documents, thanks to its calm reasoning. ChatGPT takes the crown for its sheer versatility, its massive plugin ecosystem, and complex, transparent reasoning tasks. And Gemini is absolutely unparalleled if you are already living inside the Google Workspace ecosystem, because it's deeply integrated right into Docs and Gmail. Searching for one absolute winner is a total trap. It's about building an arsenal that works for you. Which leads to our final, grounded, anti-hype recommendation based on this entire testing methodology. Don't marry one of these. Seriously. Because they all have powerful free tiers, the absolute smartest thing you can do is run your own actual everyday work through each of them for a few days. Don't rely on specs, rely on how it feels to interact with the tool when you are the one on a deadline. So, I leave you with this. Which AI actually fits your daily workflow best? Are you looking for the eager assistant, the calm colleague, or the invisible workspace integration? Take the methodology we outlined today, put it into practice, and find out for yourself. And remember, the full test log and methodology are down in the description for your own deep dive. Keep learning, stay focused, and we'll see you in the next explainer.